Oh, there we go. I don't know what I did there. Anyway, good morning and welcome to Pieces. Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint pieces. Mostly miniatures and other things like that. Sometimes it's other like sculptures. Sometimes it's just paintings of things. Might paint a skeleton or paint some sugar skulls. I think maybe Wednesday we may take it like a breakout and paint some sugar skulls just for funsies. Excuse me. Just kind of take a little break from all of the Warhammer stuff. There's Sir McBeardsly. Good morning, sir. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna mess around with this here librarian today, and all that good stuff. I'm gonna put my thing over. My hair's finally starting to grow out enough to where it stays better combed sometimes. It takes I miss my long hair, and I don't miss my long hair. And for those of you who are new to the show, when the show started, I like long hair. Well, actually grew, I guess. I had long hair not too long ago. Is that my point? Anyhow, we're gonna paint on this guy, and then I'm gonna show you one thing we're gonna do on the Dreadnaught. We're working on the Dreadnaught, just so you guys can see what I'm doing with it. But it's got to set up because I put some on it today and put some on it later on, and then it'll set up. And tomorrow we should be able to file it down and paint, check, and get those cracks out of there that we were trying to work on. Because I am not a big fan of those cracks by his legs. So anyway, we're working on this with me. Getting close to time to change his palette. Let's see. Drop a base coat on all this. Paint looks okay. I did go back and look, and these long nodes are part of the armor. It doesn't have anything to do with the him being a librarian. You can look on them. Oh well, they're over there somewhere. I'm not gonna mess with it right now. Anyway, it's not librarian specific. It's just terminator armor. Little gribblies they added. Again, thin coats with your yellow. It works a lot better to do multiple rounds of thin coats. That short you sent was hilarious. Beardsley sent me a short this morning that was about orcs and their insanity. Orcs are interesting in 40k, just to kind of address more lore, since we're doing painting and lore right now. So orcs are a fungus in 40k. Once the orcs are on a planet, they're super difficult to get rid of. You pretty much have to just exterminatus the planet. For those of you who don't know what exterminatus is, it is where they they basically destroy the planet from orbit to where there's nothing alive on it. So that's interesting. And so orcs, that's pretty much one of the only ways you can get rid of an orc infestation or population. I don't know if you should call it an infestation. They are, I mean, almost sentient. Fungus, mostly sentient, kind of sentient. Anyway, they orcs are a blast. And anyway, they have this kind of latent ability. It's not super well defined, but it's kind of like a psyker ability to manifest things that they believe to be true. Yeah, that's the best way to explain that. He's got just a little bit of armor back in here. I'll just barely kiss. Piece here. And kind of start doing our second coats as we come across. So it's a little easier on these miniatures than it is on the larger scale vehicles. They take the paint a little bit better. They kind of just start it just starts showing up better. Now here as I come down, I want the heavier amount of paint to be on places that are going to show. I may come back do just a little bit in those gaps, but this may be the last round I'm going to do those. After this, I'm kind of going to want to try to make sure that it's only where the light is going to hit is where we're going to put our main amount of paint. Man, so like all the review from the month have come in on the channel, and we're doing really well. We're like at over 1,000 views for the month, 20 some odd plus subscribers, which is super cool. Welcome everybody who's new. I really appreciate you. That's awesome. And then we've got a lot of returning viewers. We actually have returning viewers just haven't subscribed. So if you return a review and you haven't subscribed, you totally should do that. Like, I'm going to do this for a while. You won't wait to subscribe. It's like my, I don't know, it's my rehabilitation. Makes me feel better. It's my therapy, whatever you want, catharsis, whatever you want to call it. There's a million words, you know. Like me some good coffee. All right, so what do we got? Well, underneath the underneath parts of the back parts. there's a rigid flex steel kind of thing they use for that. I'm not sure what particular color to use. I have something I usually use. It'll probably look good. I usually use Payne's Gray combination. Let's put a little bit in those cracks. Not too much. One enough where it's going to show. When we come through and do the wash of the raw umber. Try to make sure those brush strokes stay as tight as possible. And that's another thing, you can always, like, if you're not sure and you're working and you're like, oh, I don't take time to look it up, you can always kind of just paint around for now and just do the one layer. Don't do another, don't do 2 layers before you know what you need to do there, and just make sure you come back. Looks like there's maybe a piece of dust in there. Dust or maybe a little crumb of some dried paint or something. I want those to be cleared out. But it's a little detail on the back that we can help keep nice, cool, crisp. Okay, alright, so now goes our part. Down the inside. Man, I really like having music embedded, and it's fun. Gotta make another couple new songs. I did start making videos for songs, so if you like the music and you want to check those out on the channel, I'm going to try to get all the ones we have videos pretty quickly. Very gently, very carefully, very slowly work your way around stuff. Just civics test. Oh. Yeah, civic stuff. You really definitely should always kind of look that stuff up from time to time. Anyway, we're talking about orcs and their latent psychic ability to kind of manifest whatever they believe. So, like the idea that they think something works, and so it works. And it's not exactly that. It's very close. You need a certain amount of other orcs around to believe it works as well. So if you if all the orcs believe that, oh, their gods, Gork and Mork, are about to appear in the sky to help them win this epic battle, there's a possibility Gork and Mork may show up and be on the battlefield and help them win this battle. It's kind of wild, and this is one of the things that work in the lore, but it's not really in the game, the tabletop game. And you know, there's the meme part of the lore, and there's the reality of it. And the reality of it is that, you know, yeah, they can do some latent stuff in a war party. You know, believing that, yeah, red is fast. Purple is supposed to be sneaky. Yellow is like luck or something like that. I don't know. I don't keep a whole lot of track on orc lore other than the basics of it. And it only kind of works. Like it only works when the orcs believe that it's going to work. If the orcs believe it's going to blow up, it's going to blow up. So there's two sides to this. And it's one of those things that, like, it's why a law is so dangerous. And a law is when you have enough orcs following a certain war boss to create a nexus of orcs, a massive population. Because they're not really preoccupied with a lot of other stuff. They just want to fight. It's what they were created to do. The old ones created them to help fight the Necron tier and the Satan during the War in Heaven. So the orcs, their whole existence is to fight. That is it. And it does make for some hilarity. They primarily eat a thing called a squig, which may actually be a lower version of fungus. And there's also grots, which are kind of like goblins. But the memification of it is like that video you sent, which is hilarious, but it's it's only partially true. There's also the one about the Imperial Guardsmen that ran out of bullets and fighting against the orcs, and one of them decided to just point his gun at it and say bang, and the orc believed it. Yeah, orcs are an interesting on the tabletop. You've definitely got to be kind of willing to have a laugh or two. Because you're gonna have some times where things are gonna go horribly wrong for you. You're gonna have times where things are like you're just completely overpowering the whole situation. And they couldn't all be within like a couple of turns. Now, a lot of that's changed over the years. And the rules change pretty consistently, so you really kind of have to keep up on it. I kind of know 10th edition at this point. Gotta remember to breathe. Take deep breaths. Well, I mean, Space Marines don't really like anybody. They don't even really like each other. You know, like one group of Space Marines. Hold on, let's see. Hold on just a second. I'm gonna pop this guy off, see if we can get to his leg a little easy. Yeah, so we're trying to get right back in here. This part of this leg. Remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath when you do these things. This doesn't actually work very well. Yeah, Space Marines are crazy. They'll get into the situations where they're having massive wars with each other over simple opinions about a order that came from Terra, and it's crazy. But they're kind of like child soldiers in a way, because you know most Astartes are taken from at birth or, pretty early on when they're young, because you have to implant a gene seed on them when they're early. And a lot of these kids, like, whether they're separated from their parents or whether they were literally born in a horror show of a planet, they have to fight their way into things. Like some of the aspirants, which is what they call these kids who are trying to be space marines. Aspirants, they have certain things they have to accomplish, and if they don't, then sometimes they get basically lobotomized and turned into servitors. Which servitors are crazy, since they don't believe in having like AI. They most of their computer systems are people that have been lobotomized. I shouldn't say computer systems. They're like robots instead of them being full droids with actual circuitry, brains. These things are lobotomized people, and those brains are used to run these cyborgs that are basically like mostly menial task robotics. It's pretty cringe. It's pretty cringe. What do you think of that? I think that's how you say that word, or the new slang version of that word. Cringe used to just, it kind of means the same thing, I guess. It's fun. Modern vernacular changes are interesting. We didn't used to use it for all the things we use it for now. We would have just called it pretty evil. Because it's pretty evil. One of the things you got to remember about 40K is there's no good guys. It's not about good guys versus bad guys. It's about war. It's about fighting all the time, and the kind of civilizations you would need to make that a reality, to where the universe was just in a constant state of warfare. You'd have to have a certain kind of civilizations permeate the galaxy for that to be a thing. There are two holes. Maybe it's just maybe one isn't a hole. Yeah. Yeah, good is kind of I mean, there are good people. There's still good people in the whole universe. They exist. But civilizations in general are not good, like when they oppose other civilizations. Because, like, in theory, everyone was basically created by the old ones with a few exceptions. And so we should all kind of be together against the bad guys. That is 100% not what happened. You know, there should be Tyranids are without a doubt the most challenging problem in the galaxy. But everyone is too busy trying to kill each other to have their share of the galaxy, or with the case of the orcs, just because it's fun. Is what they're made to do. That it just you can't have it work right, and it's kind of part of the game. You know, if you have a war game, you want it to be a state of perpetual war. You don't want the war to ever get won. It wouldn't make any sense. They tried that, and it made everybody mad. In fantasy, they kind of like ended the world, and then they rebooted with a thing called Age of Sigmar, which is what everybody is kind of playing now. Like this old giant, he's old. He's from the old world stuff. And now we're in Age of Sigmar, which is, it looks a little different scale and whatnot. But they had to bring Old World back because everybody loved it so much, and it's funny. I mean, it is what it is. But it is pretty funny. You know, and some of its changes in technology. Like, honestly, you couldn't make plastic things like this back in those days. It just, the ability to make the molds wasn't there yet. So you couldn't have this. It had to be done in metal. But we've gotten so much better at creating molding plastics that now it can look like this stuff. And people can argue over, you know, whether or not one faction is better than the other or whatever. And their little plastic toys. Which is all good fun, darn it. It's argument with rules. It's great. It's good for you. You'll love it. Try it. this yellow done today. Golly, I'm tired of painting yellow. It's a lot. That stretch my hand. We got a game in Hera, and I'm not sure if we've got a competitive team game or not. But I know we have a game in Hera. Which we won't be able to have a lot of subs for both teams because the other team. So we have a sister team, the Savages, that we play with. So Rangers and Savages, and Rangers are playing Hera, and Savages are playing Clinton, which is like an hour and a half away. So we won't be able to back each other up. But that's okay. It's good fun. They're going to be just fine. Especially this area where there's all these legs. We need to get these done so we can get back on that base. Like the secret to yellow is just continuing to do thin coats over and over again. You can kind of start to see the progress coming in. Starting to get there. inside of his palm is made out of that under skin material, whatever it is. I can't remember if this one, I don't think this is the black carapace. I think that's it's another layer, and then there's black carapace on Terminator armor. I have to look up Terminator armor again to see exactly how the schematics on it work. Yep, here's hoping everybody shows up. Gonna make the post today and start seeing if we can't get people to let me know who's gonna be there. My plan is to make them light up, yes. That is in reference to the candle in the back. For anybody who doesn't, the candles, for anybody who doesn't have the little chat thing open. I know people watch this a lot after broadcasts. Sometimes we're just not paying attention to the chat. I think Beardsley asked if I was going to make the candles look lit, and the answer is absolutely and emphatically yes. Holy moly. We're getting real close to having these legs done for now. slowly work your way through it. It is a daunting task, but you take your time, pay attention to what you're doing, don't get into a big rush, be alright. Be alright. And again, if you mess it up, you can always just put it in a vat of alcohol. Take it all off there. Try again. Really simple. Alright. Finally, the point where I can come across it in the layers. I'm just going to pick up on the tops. Okay. I kind of want to mess with both these. There's the smallest of the small. It's on there. Looks like patient is the answer. Because it's fading down into this crack. gonna try to do a little bit of a blue one here. See what happens if I put blue on it. Just the white. If we're going to do a blue, maybe we need to make a mix of the inks to make it fade, make it look the right kind of white, blue white. I'll just paint on top of it. Yeah, that blue is just too dark. Oh, I gotta think about ink. We're a little over time. Let's kind of solve this ink problem now. Blue is so weird because it's so bubbly. Still too white. Let me just get a little drop. Could always do this with a dropper. If you wanted to make a small batch. Yeah, she's working at something out there. She doesn't want to come in. She's been out there all day, all morning. I didn't pick like a side part to work on. I picked like right in the front leg to go on first. I definitely should have gone with some of the side. That would have been a wiser choice. But we're going to come back through and repaint a lot of, or touch up all the yellow. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. The blue is the way to go. The key with this is to make sure you don't have too much on your tip, because it'll obstruct the point. It makes it bloated. course, try to follow the lines. A bloated tip will make it harder to stay in the lines. Those are looking awesome. Deep breaths. Don't forget to breathe. There you go. That'll be fun. Alright, we're going to come back to this tomorrow. I do have one thing I want to kind of show you. Maybe that'll be good for this. Might just have to make one out of plastic. And that should be good. Till tomorrow. Okay, so anyway. So I'm working on sealing up these things. I tried milk, but didn't quite work. So we're gonna have to. We gotta resort to the big boss dogs. And that is sprue goo. I'm gonna make this out of melted down sprues in well, it's an acetone mix. There's a combination of chemicals that are used in this. So we can take this and literally just paint it over cracks and crevices. And it's plastic, so it's a liquid, so it's gonna go find the crack and turn it solid. Depending on how deep the cracks are, it may take a couple applications. It starts drying out pretty quickly, so we want to work fast. And you might have to go back into the reservoir, get a little fresh goo. And this can sometimes take a couple of applications. You kind of work through how much you need to put on to get it to come out right, and then there'll be some file work involved afterwards. Which is not everyone's favorite word. Okay, put that on to do. So those gotta sit overnight, maybe about 24 hours to cure. Well, not 24, about 12 plus hours to cure. They'll cure up, and then we will be able to get back on that hopefully tomorrow. We'll get a little bit more of this guy going because he's looking pretty Tron-like. Anyway, that shows my age, and that means I'm out of here. So I hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for everybody who's been coming by and watching all our stuff. And give us some likes and thumbs up, stars. That's the same thing. Subscribes and all the all those things I'm supposed to be talking about here in the close. If you like what we do, we're here every weekday at 10 o'clock Central Standard Time here in US. So check us out. Yeah, that's all we got for right now, and